Right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. So today we're going to continue on a previous topic, which is introduction to ggplot package. Right. Yesterday we stopped at line chart, right? So we already looked at line chart, how to develop a line chart using a ggplot package. So let's continue. Let's recall. Start from yesterday line chart. So firstly, we need to call library ggplot2 package, and another one is dplyr package. Right. For data set, we need to call library ggcodebook. Right. So we are using these three library, right, to develop our to demonstrate our line chart lah. So ggplot2 is for developing a line, a plot, a graph. Dplyr is for subsetting the data, and gcodebook is for dataset. So we are using BOD dataset. This is a ready-made dataset based on gcodebook. So we have two variable here, time and demand. So to develop a line chart, we start with the ggplot function, right? ggplot function, and then we specify our dataset, right? And then after we specify our data set, we need to specify our aesthetic value, which is x is for time, x-axis is for time variable, and y-axis is for demand, right? And then we call the geom line, which is this is our uh, line chart lah. So let's say we stick until geom line, we will get a line chart. Right, LTY is the same argument that we used previously in base package. So if we change LTY equal to 2, it will change the line type lah. Right, so and then I add another geom uh, function, which is geom point, to indicate the point on each line, right? So we will get a very nice line chart with the point value. So then for a multiple bar chart, a multiple line chart, we already looked last yesterday. So I'm not going to touch this one. So I'm going to continue with the COVID data set. So let me read the data. So I already gave you the link, kan? So if you don't have the link, so you can get it from COVID GitHub Malaysia, right? So then in this data set, I have um, basically 31 variable. We're going to consider only two variable here, which is date and case new. Right, let's look at the structure of data 1. So for the structure of data 1, date is defined as character. Date is defined as character. So we need to change the date data type to factor, right? So we can get the factor date lah, right? Date factor actually, date factor. So it will define as date factor. So let's look at the structure again, right? So the structure for date is, if you can see here, where is it? So it's a date format, right? Format dia tak tulis. Maybe I kena kecil sikit. Alright. Don't see as well. Tak apa. But we know that the date is starting from, let's say, we hit data 1, 1 to 2. So date is writing as 2020 dash day. Sorry, this is a month and day, right? So then to develop a line chart using a a base package, we just use plot function. We specify our x variable and y variable, and another argument is type equal to L, so represent line chart, right? So if you want to get a line chart using ggplot, so we specify our data set, aesthetic x variable and y variable, and geom line. So we will get the same line chart, right? This is a line chart based on ggplot package, right? So now what I want to do is I extract the data, or I filter the data for month of August to 2021. Right, I'm using filter function from dplyr package, right? I'm setting from 1st August until 31st August, right? So we will get a data for just for 2000 August 2021. And then for using base package, right? So I'm using plot, right? I will get like this and putting as this title. For as this I rotate 90 degrees lah, 90 degrees. Right, for using ggplot package, right? So we need to put ggplot function dataset, our aesthetic x value, which is our date, right, in x axis. Y is for case new, right? And then I'm putting geom line for until this line we will get the same graph, right? But this is not really a nice graph, so we need to put some title. We're using a gg title, as this title for x as this, y as this title, right? So until this one we will get the title for the graph as this title, x is this and y is this. And then I'm using a scale x continuous, right? So I want to adjust, uh, instead of they give us in in interval, let's say 2 August, 2nd August, 9 August, 16 and the 30. So dia tak tunjuk semua point kan. What I need to do is I want to break it based on date, so to show all the dates, right, in the graph. So it already shows all the dates in the graph, but the presentation is not nice. So then I need to rotate the axis title, axis text lah. So I'm using theme. So this is the function to adjust our presentation layout lah. So as this text x is to rectify or to focus on text on as x axis. So I'm using element text. So there are a lot of element available. So there are basically you can type question mark element underscore blank. Another one is element underscore line. This is the most important, element underscore react, right? Another one is element underscore text, right? Another one is element underscore crop and render lah. But we're not going to use crop and render right now, right? So we are focusing on element blank, element line, element rect and element text, right? So element text is to adjust the text representation. Element blank is to blank out all the elements, right? Element line is just to focus on the line, and element react is also focusing on the line, but for the border line lah, right? So you can try to look into the help document for each element, right? So the theme element in conjunction or with the theme system, right? The element underscore function specify the display of how non-data component are plot of the plot are drawn. So dia ada element blank, right? Element blank is for drawing nothings, assign no space. Element reacts is for border and background. Element line is for lines. Element text is just for text. So this is the argument. They give you all the argument available in each element lah. Right, for let's say look at element text, we have family, face. Family is just family type, or it means font style, right? If you are using base package, you just type family, right? So face is just about the bold type, lagi ada apa, italic, bold, italic, plain. Color is for colors. Size is for the size of the font. H-just is the how you want to adjust the center of the text, right? And V-just is for vertical adjust, angle is for angle, line height and so on lah. So there are a lot of argument that you can try by yourself. So look at this one. I'm using plot title. right? Plot title means that I want to adjust, instead of dia letak dekat hujung kiri ni, I want it to be on center. So I'm using element text, so adjust to be center. And for tag as is text X, right? So this is about the tags on X axis lah, this one, right? 2021, 1st August 2021 until 31st August 2021. So element tags, I put the angle equal to 90. So I want to make it in 90 degrees lah. So if you click this one, then you will dapat macam ni, right? So before we go further on theme, let's look at the theme function. The help document for themes, right? So you can see the themes are a powerful way to customize non-data component of your plots, right? So if you don't want to use theme, you can use ready-made themes. Nanti I tunjuk ready-made themes, right? So dalam themes ni we have a lot of argument, in the plot that you can adjust. For example, the famous one is line, react, tag, title, exist title, which is the exist title for the whole graph. Exist title X is for X exist title Y, exist text X, exist text Y. This is the thing that we're going to use. Exist tick X, exist tick Y. And then we have legend title, legend position, legend key, right? And then panel background, panel border, right? So all of this we can use to adjust our graph to make it beautiful, right? So now let's look at let's adjust this graph to make it more beautiful. Another way to, as I said yesterday, ggplot can be combined with dplyr package, right? So let's say I try to combine with dplyr and ggplot, right? So let me combine data 1. So let me do all together again lah, daripada mula kan. The first one I did a filtering kan, benda yang sama, right? So I'm using filter data 1 should be more than 2021 0801, right? So I just copy this one lah to save the time, right? Benda yang sama, right? Okay, so once we already finished with our data filtering, then we can further with the ggplot function. And then since we already pipe with the data, we no need to specify our data one again, right? So we just put our aesthetic value, X should be equal to date. Another one is Y should be equal to case new, right? So this is our ggplot graph, and then we need to further specify our chart type, which is geom line, right? So then we will get basically why error? Wait, I think something missing up here. Oh yeah, we don't need to specify data 1 again, right? So then baru kita dapat lah, right? So since I dah filter out kan, I menggunakan di piping, so I no need to specify the data set again. So then I dapat benda ni lah, right? So let's say I want to make it the color of the line should be equal to blue color, right? So it will change it to blue color lah, right? So let's say I want to change the type of the line LTY equal to 1. So benda yang sama lah. Let's say LTY equal to 2, dia akan tukar lah, right? Let's say I make it equal to 1, then LWD means that I want to make it the line look more thicker, right? Equal to 1.5, as this is actually for line chart, right? So let's say I tak suka this blue color, so I can go to HTML color codes, so I can choose my own colors lah. So let's say I choosing this color, right? Very light blue, so we'll get this one lah. So the line is look like more thicker, I don't want it to be thicker, so let's say 0.5 kurang sikit, and then this is going to be 2, so macam ni. Alright, so now let's say I want to add another one, right? So I just tekan tambah dekat situ. Let's say I'm going to put gg title, right? Gg title, I just copy this one lah. Gg title, gg xlab and ylab, right? So I akan dapat macam ni, right? So now I nak adjust the x scale, a scale of for x, right? So I just copy this one, right? Plus this one, alright. Oh, boleh tambah tak boleh, right? So dia dapat macam tadi kita dapat lah, right? So this is the process for one by one kan. So plus, what next I want to do is let's say if you look at the y-axis, right? So dia nampak macam ni juga kan, dia ada jarak kan. So let's say I want to adjust scale for y as continuous, right? I want to break by limit equal to C from 15,000 to 25,000, right? Oops. Ataupun I can use another one, breaks equal to sequence from 15,000 to 25,000 by equal to, let's say, 5,000. Or if 5,000 is too big, let's say 1,000 lah. Okay, 1,000 look nice lah, kita nampak semua kan, right? Let's say I nak tambah sikit dekat sini, tadi I lupa, instead of geom line sahaja, so I nak tambah geom point as well. So point pch equal to 1, right? Then plus dekat sini, because this one I want to add point in the line, right? So I nampak this one. So next is add this one. This is actually, boleh nampak kecilkan sikit, boleh nampak semua kan? This one okay? Boleh nampak macam ni? Alright, good. So then now semua dah complete. So I dah letak line, ada letak scale x axis and y axis, I letak title x axis title, y axis title, and as x axis text I letak tu. Now I need to adjust the theme, right? So I want to adjust the theme. So the first thing I want to adjust is about plot title. Plot title element text, let's say the first one should be h just equal to 0.5. So this one should be center lah, right? This is to center the title. So let's say I don't want this font, so I nak tukar sikit font ni, right? This one I letak atas. So I nak tukar font ni, let's say family equal to Sharif, right? So I tukar ke Sharif. Let's say I want to change it to size equal to 16, right? So besar sikit lah. Let's say face equal to bold, right, to make it bold, but I don't want it to be bold, so I just put plain, right, and by default it's plain lah. So this is the first thing that we did, right? The second one is I want to adjust the x as this title, as this title x element underscore text, right? This is about colors. I say I want to put some colors for the date, right? Let's say colors, saya nak tukar color apa let's say this color lah, gelap sikit, so to make it beautify, right? So next, size should be equal to 14, family equal to Sharif, right? And then this one I want it to be italic, right? Italic bold. So face should be bold dot italic, right? So 14 is too big, let's say 12. Okay, nice. Next is for x as this, x title, y. So we'll just copy this one again, benda yang sama juga, right? Just change it to y, right? So it already changed it to y lah. And then I want to make it the background to be clear. I don't want any gray background. So panel dot background element, since I want it to be blank, element blank, right? So I'm going to blank it all the background lah. Okay, so next is, let's say I want the graph to be appear some minor grid lah, dekat y axis ni, right? So I can nampak the point dekat sini. This one 2100 ni I tak nampak point ni kat mana kan. So let's say I nak tambah sikit point, so I letak panel grid measure y, measure lah, measure y, measure sudah lah. So let's say element line, so color should be gray 51. So I tak mau macam ni, so I nak element y saja, so dekat sini. Alright, so gray 51 is too dark, let's say gray 14 too dark, right? Let's say I nak too light, tak mau nampak sangat macam mengganggu kan. Let's say 71. Okay, nice. So next, PCH. We don't have PCH here, but we have line type. Line type equal to 2, so dia akan tukar kepada 2 lah, right? 71 is too dark juga, let's say 82. Yup. So nampak nice sikit tapi I nak kena dari sini I tak nampak sangat line dia kan. So I nak kena boldkan line chart ni. So let's say I tukar this one should be 1.5. So dia nampak macam ni kan. So and then I need to tukar 1. Terlalu besar juga. Let's say 1 cukup lah. So you need to adjust lah. So let's say 3. It's 3, 4. Oops. 2 is okay. This one should be nice lah. And then dekat plot ni pun I nampak macam kurang besar kan, the point kan. So I need to change PCH equal to 1, LWD equal to 2 to make it bigger. And I want to emphasize the point CEX. Do we have CEX here? So we don't have CEX. Never mind. Cukup macam tu, right? So this is one way lah. And then I forgot one thing. Apa yang kita nak buat tadi? the x axis kan, axis text dot x should be element text and angle should be equal to 90. So it looks nicer now, right? Okay, so it look more professional lah, compared to previously. Previous kita buat tu tengok macam this one look nice, but it's okay. So you can adjust lah your graph, right? Macam ni tak berapa nice kan, dia nampak not really professional, tak nampak sangat. So kita punya graph look more plain and look more professional lah, and easy to read. So the point of graphing or plotting is to make sure people can read the graph, right? So next, we can also use theme, right? I ada ajar you theme kan. So let's say to use theme. So there are a lot of themes available using themes. Ready made themes, right? So let's say I copy back this one, so I just plus, I just letak theme underscore. Let's say I have a lot of themes available, right? So to use others than ggplot themes, you need to call library gg themes, right? So kalau tak ada, you need to install first gg themes. So we can find a lot of themes available here. For example, let's say I'm going to use WFJ, Wall Street Journal. So dia nampak dia akan ubah lah. So nampak dekat sini dia balik ke asal kan, bawah ni kan. So what we need to do is to copy this one and put before our custom theme, right? So this one we need to go back. So baru dia nampak macam ni, right? This is a theme available, right? So let's say I want to use another theme, let's say economist white, right? So it will change to economic white. So if you want to use other theme lah, but this one is not really nice, but it's okay. But the best themes, the best layout should be white presentation lah. The background should be white, right? So you can use clear, clean theme, right? So nampak semua white, right? This is also a good example of plotting. So dekat sini dia ada border plot semua kan, then it's good lah. Alright, so this is about the line chart, right? So let's move to the next chart, which is scatter diagram. For scatter diagram, we're going to use data set from a G code book library G. So since I already called the G code book previously, so for the next time tak payah panggil dah lah G code book ni, right? So I'm going to look at a height weight data set. So for the height weight data set, I have a lot of variable, a lot of observation, right? So I have age year, sex, age month, height inches, weight in pound, right? So let's say I want to scatter diagram. Remember last lecture is mainly for two numerical variable, right? We want to see the relationship of two variable. So let's say we look at the structure of height weight. Oops. So we have age here is a numeric, height in inches also numeric, weight in pound also numeric. So let's say I want to plot the data for age year and height in inches, right? So I'm going to use ggplot. This is the function that we're going to use. Height weight is the variable name, the data set, and we need to specify our aesthetic. So let be x-axis be weight in, weight in pound, and y-axis should be height in inches, right? So dapat tak? So this one I need to close the bracket and plus geom point. Oops, apa error dia? So dia tak faham the data set ni. Okay, this is a wrong spelling so we need to spell it right. Okay, baru kita akan dapat the scatter diagram, right? So let's say I want to change the point. We can use PCH and shape, right? So PCH and shape in ggplot are the same thing. If we are using PCH in base package, right? So we can also use PCH in ggplot, but there is another name for PCH in ggplot, which is shape, right? Let's look at this one. Let's say I copy this back. So kita nampak this one, PCH, we can put it under geom, PCH equal to 2, so it will change it to 2. Or we can change to shape, benda yang sama lah, shape equal to 2, shape equal to 1, shape equal to 4, right? If you not specify any shape, so originally dia akan bulat dengan this one lah. And we can also specify the size of the point. Let's say size for is 1.3, so make it bigger, size equal to 3, so dia lebih bigger, right? So benda yang sama dengan apa nama base package, right? So let's say we want to compare by group. Let's say we have a group, factor group, apa dia tadi, str, height, weight. So we have sex is a group, right? So we want to plot a scatter diagram based on male or female, right? So benda yang sama. Let's say I just copy this one, right? But we need to specify something dekat aesthetic. So dekat aesthetic ni, we need to put colors equal to sex, and shape is also equal to sex. So we will get the, let's say point, let's say size equal to 2. So make it bigger. So nampak tak? So female is circle and male is for triangle. So it separate, it differentiate the scatter point between female and male by colors and by shape. Right? If you are not specifying by shape, right, so dia akan specify by colors only lah. So there are only 2 colors but no 2 shape, only same shape but 2 colors, right? Benda yang sama, equal to sex, right? Boleh let's look at using empty cars, right? Empty cars data set. So ggplot, let's say we are using weight and mpg. ggplot empty cars, right? AES, X should be weight and Y should be mpg, right? And then we plus geom point, right? So this is a basic scatter diagram for the whole graph. Let's say we want to specify by group. So colors equal to S factor. So since we remember empty cars ni dia CYL dia bukan factor, so we add by colors, or if you want to add one more by shape, S factor CYL, right? It differentiate by shape as well, right? So last class dalam apa nama base package, we learn how to put line on the scatter diagram kan. So adding line on scatter diagram. So benda yang sama, we can use if you remember on base package kita menggunakan app line, right? App line. So if you still remember, plot, so empty cast, this one empty cast, oops, right? Colors, I say colors by S vector CYL, oops, right? So kalau kita nak letak line, app line, so app line apa? Vertical should be 2, right? And so let's say macam ni lah, so dia letak line dekat sini kan. This is based on base package, right? So let's say I want to add the same thing, right? Use on the scatter diagram using ggplot, right? So this one is our ggplot. So let's say I want to add line, so I just need to plus geom, let's say for vertical line, so v line, right? So x intercept should be equal to 2, right? And colors should be equal to blue, and I want to specify LWD equal to 2, and LTY should be equal to 2 as well. So dia akan letak kat situ lah, LDW saya letak kurang sikit, right? So benda yang sama, let's say I want to add for horizontal, so I just type geom h line OI intercept should be, let's say 20, right? Benda yang sama, colors should be equal to red, and LWD should be equal to 1, LTY should be equal to 2. Benda yang sama lah, right? The difference is instead of using AB line, we are using geom V line and geom H line, right? And we make it into one coding, one code. Tak perlu banyak-banyak code yang asing-asing lah, sekali jalan saja satu code, right? So this is for add a vertical line. So this one is to add horizontal line, right? So let's say instead of putting vertical and horizontal line, I want R to plot regression line, right? Regression line. So what I can do is by using geom app line, right? So of course I need to know the equation first, right? Let's say empty cast mpg empty cast weight, right? So I know that intercept is 37.28 and empty cast weight is -5. So I can copy this one again daripada atas ni, right? So I can tambah geom underscore app line. So geom app line is to specify a very good trend line lah. So geom app line contain intercept is say 37.285 and slope should be equal to -5.344, right? So nampak tak dia dah ubah kan? So we can also change the colors, right? Colors should be equal to, let's say, red, and LTY should be equal to 2, size equal to 2, right? Size tukar lah, size equal to 1. Benda yang sama, okay? Boleh So let's say I want to put some equation dekat sini kan, macam kita tengok hari tu, kita boleh letak equation. So I just start annotate, right? So geom, apa yang I annotate? I annotate text, right? So I annotate text x equal to kat mana kita nak letak x? Let's say I letak kat sini lah. So 2 and 30. So x equal to 2, y equal to 30, right? and then label. So I can put label, which is our equation lah. Let's say y equal to 37.285. Oops, 7.285, and then minus 5.344 x, right? So dia akan letak ke situ lah, right? And of course you can change the size equal to, let's say 5, and h just equal to 0.5, right? Or h just equal to 0.02. So dia ke tepi sikit, right? So you can adjust the level kan. So 5 too big, let's say 2. Kecil sangat, let's say 3.5. Just nice, right? And of course yang benda-benda lain macam kita buat atas ni, right? You boleh tambah lah gg title, gg xlab, and so on lah. And of course you also can add the theme, let's say theme underscore truffle, right? So it's a very good theme, and then kita boleh buang juga dekat sini, boleh buang. But since we have 3 shape, so we need to retain this one lah. Okay, boleh. So now let's do it properly. Kita try tengok buat yang cantik sikit. Let's say let's do it properly. Let's design the graph, our graph properly lah. So let's say I using height weight, right? Benda yang tadi I guna this one is MPG. Let's say I menggunakan height weight ni lah, right? So this one I just copy this one lah, right? So but I don't want to specify this one yet, right? Sebab I tak nak mengganggu. So let's say I dapat macam ni, right? So geom point I letak 2 is too big, let's say 1.5, just nice. And then PCH, let's say I change it to 2, dapat berapa? Oh, 2 is not nice. 22, so it's okay, but 1 look more nicer. 22 lah, look sedikit lain kan, right? And then I want it to be color equal to blue color, right? That's all. Now gg title, oops, gg title, scatter diagram showing relationship between height and weight, right? Height and weight lah. So then tambah xlab should be weight in pound, right? And next for ylab should be height in inch. So ada tukar kan? So this is the basic graph that we created, right? So next thing we want to do is let's say we want to adjust the scale, right? So scale, so if you satisfied with the scale, then you can leave it lah. Let's say scale x continuous. So I want to break it by sequence from 50 to 175, let's say by 1. So kecil sangat kan, let's say by 2 lah, it's okay, right? So kita nampak more nicer lah kat sini, right? So by 2 is okay kah? By 2 is not nice. Let's say by 5 lah. Then okay, nampak points pun kita nampak kan, right? This one nice. And then plus this one double, scale Y continuous, right? Sequence from 50 to 75, 50 to 75 by 2, right? What happened here? This one sequence, or this one I forgot to put breaks equal to sequence. This one then should be look nice compared to previous. And then I'm going to put theme. So this is our themes. First thing that I want to do is I want to make it the title look center. So plot.title element text should be just equal to 0.5, right? So then it becomes center already. And then I want to change the family types. Let's say family equal to Sharif, right? Size equal to 15 lah, 15. Face equal to plain, right? Boleh. And if I want to change the color should be equal to, let's say I want it to be on sedikit cocoa brown. Yeah, I want this one. Tukar sikit color lah. So color dia tukar lain sikit. Alright. So this one is for title. Let's adjust for right, element text. Benda yang sama lah, I just copy and paste balik lah. Right. Right, so I tukar dua-dua. Tadi I tukar satu je kan, by title.x. As is title.x means I tukar untuk x saja. So now as is titles only, so I tukar untuk x and y sekali lah. Sekali jalan. So save the code line lah. Next, what I need to do is I want to change the as is line, right? So as is line ni I nak tukar, I nak buang. Ataupun sebelum tu I nak buang belakang background dulu, mengganggu lah background ni. Panel background element blank, right? So I already changed the background lah into white, right? So next I want to remove I want to make it the line here dekat sini. I tak nak kosong saja, I nak line sikit kat sini. So as is line, right? As is line element. So now kita nak guna element line, right? Element line type should be number 2. So dia dapat kat sini, nampak tak? Right. Ada line kan? So we got the line already, right? So next we want to change the color of the line. Color, let's say color of the line should be same color as this one lah, right? And size should be 0.4. Okay. So let's say I want to make it the plot back border kan, border dekat sini. Nampak kat sini tak ada border kan? Dia maksudnya dia hanging, right? So let's say sometimes we need the border, right? So we just type plot.border. So plot.background. Element react. Let's say color equal to black. So I letak dekat sini border. Nampak tak border ni? But I don't want it to be black. I want it to be the same color as my color brown tu, right? barang yang sama lah. So I can change, let's say I want to change line type equal to 2, so dia akan change line type equal to 2 jugalah. But I want to differentiate lah border and the axis, right? So I make it a plain line. Okay, so this is we already finished adjust our layout. So let's say I want to add this one, the intercept, regression line, right? So instead of knowing regression line, regression point, let's say intercept and slope, right, in the first place, so let's say I'm using a different function, geom smooth, right? Geom smooth method I'm going to put as lm. So this one lm means for linear regression, linear model, right? So dia tak perlu ada this one lah, lm. Right, so kita boleh tengok kat sini, right? So dia akan bagi linear regression line lah. But the problem is I tak nak confident interval, right? Standard error ni I tak nak, I nak satu line saja. So I just put SE equal to false. So dia akan tukar lah. And then I want to change it to colors. Color should be same as this one. So you can adjust sendiri lah color apa you nak, and then the line type, so dia ada line type tak ada, kalau tak ada LTY equal to 2, so dia akan macam ni lah, LTY equal to 3, lebih kurang macam ni, right? And then you can make it the line look thicker, right? Or this one I want besar sikit, 0.5 cukup ke? It's okay lah, 0.5. So dia nampak the line ni kan? Alright, good. So that's how we change the line lah. We create a very nice scatter diagram. So now, so let's say I want to put annotation dekat sini, macam tadi kita buat dekat sini kan? Right, I letak annotate dekat sini kan? So I can also plus, since dekat sini kita dah letak line, but we don't really know what is the line is representing kan. Our x ni sama dengan berapa, y sama dengan berapa kan. So of course we need to run the linear regression again lah. So this one we are using height weight, x axis, y axis is height and height weight, right? So then we will get the intercept lah. So kita letak annotate, geom equal to text, and then x should be equal to ni dekat mana kita nak letak kan. So let's say I letak dekat x equal to 145, y should be equal to let's say I letak kat sini this is going to be 68, right? For example lah, label equal to y equal to 145.0395 plus 0.1614 x, right? So kalau kita buat macam ni, dia tak keluar dia tak keluar dalam plot ni. So what we need to do is we need to store this one, let's say my scatter. So I store this plot dalam my scatter lah. So kalau kita tengok print my scatter, so dia akan keluar graph kita lah, right? Okay, so now I nak tambah satu lagi, my scatter plus annotate, right? So I nak tak plus annotate, so dia akan keluar dekat sini. So I can adjust dekat sini, adjust equal to 0.05, so dia akan ke tepi sikit. Dan I can also family, right, equal to serif, so I tukar and then I can change the color equal to, let's say, the same color as I put earlier, right? So I can dapat this one lah. So this is a very nice scatter diagram, right? You can adjust based on your own preference lah, right? So basically we are doing this is the step that we do to plot a graph, right? Right, any questions so far? So if you don't have any question, yeah, right. So if you don't have any question, then we move to the next chart, which is histogram. So we're going to look in histogram and boxplot. There are another two charts. Right, before we continue, let's take a 5-minute breaks before we continue on histogram. Alright, so just now we already finished on line chart. So let's look at histogram. So remember, the purpose of histogram is we want to see the shape of data distribution. So histogram is mainly designed for a single quantitative variable. It cannot be qualitative variable. Right, so let's say we have data from G-code book, which is faithful data, right? So faithful data, we have 272 observation, right? And then we have two variable, which is eruption and weighting, right? So let's say we set the bin size first, bin size, right? So kalau kita tak nak set bin size pun okay juga, no worries. Bin size is actually based on the stage rule lah, huh? So let's say the first one we need to specify is a ggplot, right? And then we specify our data set, which is faithful, and ES aesthetic value, X should be weighting. Let's say kita nak tengok distribution of weighting, right? So then our geom histogram, right? So we will get a histogram lah. So this is the basic histogram plot by using ggplot, right? We can adjust the bin size, bin width is equal to 20, for example. So we will get 20 lah, bin width. So let's say I want to change it to 50. So, sorry, kita dapat macam ni lah. Let's say bin size equal to this one, kita dapat 2. This is basically 2 model lah, right? By model distribution, right? So let's say kita tengok satu lagi data for a group data, from a group data lah. Let's say we want to make it histogram for more than 2 groups, right? So let's say kita tengok data from bird weight, so data bird weight, right? Bird weight data. So bird weight data, we have a lot of variable lah, right, compared to this one. But the thing that we have is we have bird weight in numeric form, and then we have race in category and smoke by category, right? So smoke, we have 2 category kan. So I want to see the distribution of bird weight based on the smoking status. Either is what is the bird weight for non-smoker, what is the bird weight, what is the distribution for bird weight for smokers, right? So this is the objective, right? So we're going to use using facet function. So facet function, it will separate 2 histogram based on group, right? For first thing we're going to do is ggplot bird weight, right? And we specify our aesthetic, which is X equal to BWT, right? Bird weight. and then we're going to put our geom histogram, right? And then we will get the histogram for the whole thing lah, for the whole data. But if I want to make it in by group, I just add another one is facet grid, based on smoke, right? So I will get the two histogram based on smoking status, right? Histogram for bird weight for non-smoker, histogram for bird weight for smoker. So of course we can fill the color, right? Fill by, let's say, white. So dia akan tukar lah. This one histogram dia akan jadi white dalam lah. So let's say kalau white ni kita tak nampak sangat kan. Let's say we want to change the color, the border color. Border color should be equal to black. Right? So this is the thing lah we can do for faceting lah. Means we want to make histogram, compare the distribution for two groups, right? So let's say we want to make histogram with normal normal curve, right? So still benda yang sama juga. Let's say I just copy this one, right? I just want to make a single normal curve, right? So instead of putting fill white ni, right? Let's say I need to add another aesthetic dalam ni, which is our normal distribution, right? So aesthetic y should be the probability of density value, right? Dot dot density dot dot, right? And then I'll fill with count dot dot count dot dot, right? Sekejap also fill cannot be inside this one. So dekat sini I baru dapat the histogram lah with the density value. Tapi kalau kita tak specify this value, maksudnya remember last class kita tengok histogram based on base package kan. So kalau kita nak develop a normal distribution curve atas histogram, we need to change the y-axis from frequency to probability value lah, relative frequency. So by doing aesthetic density y equal to density, right? So means that I'm going to change the y-axis to a probability value lah. Then I need to add stat function. So this is where I need to put the mean and standard deviation insert into the probability distribution curve. Let's say find equal to denom. Right, colors. Let's say I want to change it to red color, right? And then arguments args list mean equal to mean of bird weight of bird weight lah, right? Mean of bird weight, right? And then if I have a missing value, I need to remove the missing value. NA to RM equal to true, right? And then next step is to specify my standard deviation of bird weight, BWT NA.RM equal to true. So nampak tak sekarang ni ada normal distribution curve, right? And of course later on kita boleh add the theme, GG title, X lab and so on lah, right? So let's say theme panel background, panel background equal to element blank. So I remove the background, right? So let's say legend background, legend box, legend key equal to let's say element blank. Is it working? Not working. So let's look at element key, legend dot key. So kalau kat theme ni legend kita nak letak macam mana? Let's say legend background react, let's say legend key, legend size, we can change the legend lah. We can change legend by looking at the argument dekat sini kan. So legend key inherit by react. This is a legend key. Nanti I cari apa dia macam mana nak pakai dia. Right, I never used this one before, but it's okay. We can learn together. Legend text align, legend position. So never mind, nanti I cari this one. So for the time being kita tengok this one dulu lah, right? Okay, so this is about histogram. So next we're going to look at box plot. So histogram is very simple, and we're going to look at box plot. So kalau kita nak tambah lagi sikit, untuk let's say I want it to be facet grid. So smoking boleh dapat tak? Then dapat benda yang sama kan? See? So let's say I change it to race. So kita akan dapat 3 histogram. Right? Benda yang sama. Okay. So this is for histogram. Let's look at for box plot. So any question about regarding histogram? Any? Yep. Sekejap kita tengok bird weight is actually from mass library, so you need to have library mass, right? You need to install mass library. This is very large library lah, right? You need to install mass library, and then baru you boleh panggil bird weight lah, right? Okay, now kejap. So box plot is same as histogram. We want to see the distribution of the data. So basically for numerical data lah, right? So normally we are focusing on single numerical data, and we can do a comparison by group as well, same as histogram. So let's say kita tengok bird weight, right? Bird weight, box plot for the whole data. Right, so ggplot, so bird weight, so benda yang sama, bird weight, right? So this is the first step. We specify the data set, and then AES, our aesthetic, X should be equal to, let's say I'm making X equal to BWT, right? So this is a bird weight, so I'm going to add geom box plot. So mana ni bird weight, salah eja dekat sini kan, T and H, right? So then we will get a box plot lah. So this is a nice box plot from ggplot package, right? So next, let's say we want to do a box plot by comparing by group. ggplot, benda yang sama lah. Let's say I just copy this one, right? So the thing that I want to change is the aesthetic lah. Aesthetic ni I nak tukar instead of x equal to bird weight, so I tukar y equal to s vector smoke, right? Smoke, and then y should be equal x, so this one should be x, right? Sebab kita factor itu dia kat bawah dekat x kan, so x should be smoke, which is this is a categorical variable, and y should be bird BWT lah, bird weight, right? Oops, BWT, right? Then kita dapat macam ni lah. Okay. Sekejap ya. So this is a box plot comparing by group lah. So of course, if you want it to be nice, you can put theme underscore, let's say what kind of theme we want. Let's say theme equal to dark, so it become dark. The same theme equal to clean, so it become very clean, right? So you can change the theme as you wish, right? So another thing that we can present a box plot with the jitter, right? Box plot with jitter. So what is a box plot with jitter? Jitter means that we're going to display all the points on top of the box plot. Means that we're going to overlay the box plot with the point. So ggplot sebenarnya sama. Let's say I just copy this one, box plot, right? So I just add another one is geom underscore jitter, right? So it will show all the points on top of the box plot. And of course, theme equal underscore let's say classic, clean lah. Clean is much better, clean, right? So and of course you can boleh tambah juga lah menggunakan gg title, xlab and so on lah. So let's try with the real data set. Let's try with real data set. So I have a data set from crop yield from tidy Tuesday GitHub. So this is the data set, global crop. So the link will be, I copy and paste for you. So the link will be here. I paste dalam GitHub, dalam chat room, right? So the same thing kita akan buat adalah, let's say I just put data1 equal to read.csv. I'm going to call the data, right? So I already called the data. Hopefully you are doing the same thing, right? Calling the data. So by looking at the data, let's look at the data view, data1. So we have a lot of data here. We have 14 variables and 13,000 entries, which is observation. So we have entity here. Entity is about countries lah, countries, right? And then we have wheat tons per hectare, rice tons per hectare, and so on lah. We have years and codes, Right, codes, basically we don't have, we have codes for some countries lah, right? But some certain country we don't have codes. So we need to understand the data set first before we construct the analysis. So let's say we have a lot of countries here. Let's look at table data 1 country entity. So if you can see here, banyaklah country yang kita ada kan. So we need to do some sorting lah. Let's say I just want to take countries, let's say from China. I say another one is Taiwan. And let's say Philippines, Malaysia, and then Bangladesh, and let's say United States, and the last one would be Mexico lah. So semua ada kan? Alright. So apa yang nak buat dekat sini, I nak select this country from data 1. Right? From data 1. So I can use dplyr package library dplyr. So if you're not calling dplyr yet, so you boleh cari dplyr kat sini. You kena call dplyr dulu lah. So what I need to do is data 1, and then I'm going to use filter. Dalam filter ni I nak cari kat mana? Let's say names data 1. So countries ni dekat entity, right? So countries dekat entity. So we put entity percentage in percentage contain dalam countries. Right? Okay. So this is the thing that I want to select. So kalau kita tengok kat sini, let's say I table, right? Table entity. Oh, table. Oh, tak boleh. It's okay. So this is the thing that I want to select lah. So we have basically, kita dah buang 277 row, right? So all here we have Bangladesh, China and so on lah, yang semua kita select lah. So from here I want to create a box plot. So ggplot. So now kita nampak dekat sini piping yang I guna. So this is the data set that I already mention. So I don't need to mention twice. So I just mention AES, the aesthetic, the entity, and entity is your X value lah, entity, and the rice tons per hectare. So let's say names data 1. So I want to get this one. Right, can I get this one? Right, geom box plot. Sekejap, kenapa I tak dapat? Yeah, I need to put this kind. Yup. So nampak tak apa dah jadi tadi? Right, tadi I menggunakan this bracket. right? Sebab kita punya nama sekarang ni names of data 1, right? So dia ada dot and then panjang sangat kan. So this one I tak perlu letak apa-apa lah. I just letak macam ni saja. Just letak dia punya variable name. No need to put inverted comma, right? So just copy and paste the name. So we will get the box plot by country lah. So rice ton per hectare lah. So the rice, the distribution of rice based on countries, right? Entity Bangladesh, China, Malaysia, Mexico, Taiwan, and United States. So this is the consumption. This is the production or consumption lah, right? Rice ton per hectare, right? So this is basically the box plot, right? So kita boleh tambah geom, jitter, right? So dia akan tambah jitter dekat situ lah. Say jitter ni terlalu besar kan, dia punya point ni. Let's say kita boleh kecilkan lah width equal to 0.5. So dia akan lebih kecil sikit lah. Dia lebih jarak sikit. So let's say 0.15, dia lebih rapat, right? Kalau 0.5, dia lebih jarak sikit, right? So I prefer 0.15 lah. Dia lebih kecil sikit. So lebih padat lah. Let's say 0.25. This one look nice, right? So this one is basic box plot, right? For comparing the distribution of rice and entities, right? So let's say I want to add GG title. GG title should be a box plot showing distribution of rice and by entity. Right, dah ada kat atas tu. Alright, kita tambah lagi sikit. X-lab should be countries. Right, X-lab is countries. Y-lab is rice. Like rice per in tons per hectare, right? So now kita nak bagi cantik lah. So this is the back box plot we got. So we need to make it beautiful. So then we can do a presentation, right? So to do a presentation, kita tak boleh biar box plot terlalu dull, maksudnya terlalu biasa kan, maksudnya susah nak baca, and then terlalu not interesting. So we need to make it interesting. So we need to put themes. Now in themes kita nak adjust dia punya let's say exist title for both X and Y. So kita boleh gunakan element text. Dekat sini kita nak guna let's say colors lah. Colors should be, let's say apa color yang nak pakai, HTML color codes. Let's say I like to use this color, brown color. So kita guna brown color. So brown color, and then family should be Sheriff. So ada banyak family kat sini. You boleh tengok font family kan. I dah ajar last time menggunakan apa lupa dah. Wait, you can check font family. Yep. Names PDF font. So kita boleh nampak banyak font family dekat sini kan. So menggunakan names PDF fonts. So dia ada Sheriff, Mono, Bookman, Courier, macam-macam lah. So I like to use Sheriff. So kita guna Sheriff lah. Size equal to 12. Right, and then what else we want to put? Let's say, I think that's all kot. Cukup lah punya tu. Tak boleh punya banyak-banyak. So tutup kurungan, right? Boleh dapat tak? Okay, now they already changed the size and colors, right? Next, what we need to do is plot. Sorry, we want to remove all the background, belakang panel background element blank, should be blank out there. So belakang mesti clear, right? So baru kita nampak professional sikit kan. So next, lagi apa kita nak buat? So I want it to be as this line kat bawah ni, kat X axis, right? So letak as this line dot X, right? So as this line dot X, so I just want to put element, so element line, and then the line should be color. Color apa kita nak letak? Let's say the same color lah. Let's say this color. Right, so dia ada line kat bawah ni. So what type of line kita nak letak? Line type equal to 2, size equal to 1. So dapat tak? Alright, 1 is too big. Let's say 0.5. Right, nice. So dekat sini kita nampak dekat sini dalam box plot ni, dekat Bangladesh ni dia ada thick line. Dia ada thick line kat bawah ni. I don't want this thick line. Right, I don't want this thick line. So I want to remove the thick line. So as this thick line, as this thick line for both lah. Dua-dua I tak nak. Ataupun X sajalah. As this thick line for X lah. Dua-dua lah, dua-dua. So element blank. So I buang as this thick line. So you nampak tak? As this thick line dah tak ada dah. Right. So next thing is I want to do, what I want to do is the label Bangladesh, China, Malaysia, Mexico, Taiwan, ini semua I nak tukar dia punya font. Right. So as this text dot X should be element text. Right. Kita nak ubah text kan. So I want it to be same as this one but a bit smaller. This one should be 8 lah. Right. So nampak dia dah tukar kan? Okay. So basically I nak tukar dua-dua sekali lah. Kita tukar satu saja. Okay. Now kita nampak dah. Right. So 8 terlalu kecil, so kita tukar 9 lah. Besar sikit. Dan baru nampak kan? Okay. Nice. So what else we want to do? Let's say this one. Scale and Y axis. Scale Y continuous. Continuous breaks should be equal to sequence from 1 to 8 lah, 1 to 9 by equal to 1. So nampak ada tukar sini. Alright, then good. So what else we want to do? Let's say I nak letak sikit this one, since I ada kat sini, like line ni, tapi tick dekat line ni I still nak lah. I rasa nak juga, tapi tak apa, no worries. I nak the line sini kat belakang ni ada line, right? Ada major grid line dekat belakang for Y axis. So I just letak panel grid major Y, right? So this one should be element line, right? Color should be, I tak nak terlalu terang. Let's say I guna grey lah, grey 0, 50, 70, 80 lah, 80. Ada tak? Ya. So ada tak terlalu terang. Kalau 25 terang sangat. Okay, 85 lah. tak terlalu terang. Okay, good. And then line type equal to 2, cx equal to 1. So dia tak faham cx tu, kita buang lah. So alright, so kita ada line belakang ni sikit, very nice, right? And then the box plot. So the box plot here, it's not coloured, right? So kita dah siap lah. So this is a very nice box plot dekat sini. Apa lagi nak buang? Tak ada kan? Okay, cukup lah. Right, so now this is a very plain box plot. Oh, I lupa. The title should be tak sinilah. Plot title. Plot title element text and then just equal to 0.5 and lain-lain. I nak family Sharif size besar sikit. Size should be 16. So this is comma 16. Yup. So far so good. Right. So now let's say I want to change the jitter colors on jitter kan. Kat sini width I letak 0.25. Let's say I want to type colors. So I tak nak color dia terlalu gelap hingga menutup sangat dia punya box plot. So I am going to use grey color. Let's say I need to use grey color. This color, alright, very light grey. So this bukan grey actually, dia nama apa tak tahu. So letak sini. So dia nampak sikit lah, kurang. And then I can also specify the size of the jitter. Let's say size equal to 1. So lebih kecil sikit. Right. So it look more nicer compared to previously. Right. And then this is very plain box plot. Right. So let's say I want to create a color box plot. So let's say I just need to add some color. Adding colors on box plot. So benda yang sama, I just copy and paste balik, right? So the thing that I want to change is on here, dekat ggplot ni, right? Dekat ggplot ni I nak tukar. So for example, let's say dia ada dua benda yang I boleh letak dekat sini. Let's say first, dekat sini I boleh letak colors. Colors means that I want to color the box plot, right, tapi I bukan nak fill in the color. I want to change the border color, right? So let's say border color entity, right? So I change the border color to entity. So dia akan keluar entity color lah, border untuk setiap ni lah, right? Okay. Now, tapi I tak nak buat macam ni. I nak tukar, I tak nak guna color, I nak guna fill. So I nak fill in the colors. Right, I nak fill in the colors. Right, so you nampak I tukar color. So now I baru remember how to remove the legend, right? So we just put legend dot position equal to null. Null or none. Kita try null dulu. So tak boleh. Try to put none. Yup. This is more nice compared to previous. So this is the thing that we can do, right? Let's say I want to change the color, right? So I just add another one. Let's say scale, fill, manual. So if I'm using scale fill manual, so I can specify the color based on what color I want. So I still remember previously kita dah guna scale manual. Mana tahu kita dah tengok last lecture yesterday kan. Scroll sekejap, search scale fill manual. This one. See? Scale fill manual kan. So kita boleh adjust ikut color yang kita suka lah. So let's say for example, tapi this one is a bit benda yang memenatkan lah kalau kita buat scale fill manual kan. So let's say the first color I want to change this color. Okay, let's say I letak this one. So I letak this one. Let's say the second one. So kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So ada 6 kan. Kalau ada 3 then it's still okay. Right. So kalau ada 6 ni banyak benda lah color kita nak kena pilih. But this is the most interesting way to do lah. Right. So kita boleh pilih our own colors. Right. So next, let's say copy again. Right. So I nak pilih color lain sikit. Alright, this color. So saya letak kat sini. Alright. Next should be blue color. So you can adjust based on your own color lah. Next is going to be purple. So they can adjust based on our color. So this is based on scale fill manual. Right, let's say I don't want to use this one. So I want to use scale fill. So I boleh tengok dekat sini. Kalau I type scale fill saja dekat sini. Right, so RStudio dia akan bagi dekat I banyak pilihan. Right, so banyak pilihan. So we have scale fill bin, scale fill brewer, calculate Canva. So if you have familiar with Canva, you can go and find what are the palette provided by Canva. Fill continuous tableau, right? Tableau is one of the most presentation punya platform yang bagus. So let's say I guna scale fill tableau. So palette equal to, so how to know what are the palette available? So scale fill tableau. So kita boleh tengok dekat sini lah. So we have scale color gradient tableau. Dekat sini dia ada scale color tableau ni, dia ada tableau 10. Dia letak tableau 10 lah. Let's say kita letak tableau 10 dulu kan. Kita nak tengok. So dia akan bagi suggestion lepas ni. So this is the scale tableau 10. Let's say tableau 60. So nampak tak dekat sini dia bagi error? Tak ada lah, 60 tak ada. Tapi dia bagi error, dia kata sini palette must be one of tableau 10, tableau 20, color blind. This is the palette available for tableau, right? So I boleh copy and paste kat sini, tengok. Right, so this is the colors available lah. Right, so let's say I choose one lah. Let's say I like the light color. So classic 10 light. So 10 light means we have 10 colors only. Right, so 10 light. So this is a very nice box plot. Alright. So I think that's all for constructing a box plot using ggplot. Right. So any questions so far before we end our session?